Ladies and gentlemen, the next speaker has a special story. He was born in Afghanistan. He lived his childhood here in the Netherlands, but currently he's living in United Kingdom. He loves paragliding. He's an adrenaline guy, but here's a good story about him. Like many of us, when he was doing network marketing, his friends and family told him, "You are wasting your time. You shouldn't do this, go do something else." But he decided that he's not going to listen to other people, but he's going to achieve his full potential here in network marketing, and he did it. He's got worldwide companies. He has a big organization all over the world. And make yourself ready for our next speaker, Mansour Tawafi.
Hey everyone, thank you very much for giving me your time today, and I want to give a big thanks to the lovely host for saying all those kind words. My name is Mansour, and I want to introduce you today to my journey and also to share with you some tips about how you can level up in this fantastic industry. So I started in network marketing around 8 years ago in 2013. I was working in retail in a perfume store in Westfield, London. So if you ever had one of those little tickets with the perfume on it, I probably gave you one. And someone called me and said, "I'm the smartest business person they know." Now, they were lying through their teeth because I had never done business a day in my life. But that convinced me to go somewhere. I guess it spoke to my ego, right? So I went to Starbucks at 9 p.m. I fell asleep on the table there because this guy was 90 minutes late. And eventually he shows up with another guy in a suit who started drawing some circles on a tissue paper, convincing me that I could be the next millionaire. Now, I didn't believe him on that, but I did see potential in what he was showing me. The first time I was exposed to anything other than, go to school, get a degree, get a job, and live happily ever after. And that last part, by the way, is not true most of the time. So therefore, I really took this opportunity. And at that moment, I had a very good educational career. I was studying chemistry in one of the top universities in London. But I decided to take this industry very seriously. And my circumstances at the time really pushed me towards this as well, because financially I really needed something. And this came my way, so I took it seriously. I done the work. I went to the trainings. I went through the disciplinary, systematic growth that you have to go through to become one of the leaders in this industry. And eventually, around a year later, I managed to do one of the biggest things in my life at the time, which is go to my father and tell him you don't have to work anymore. And from there onwards, it was ups and downs. But I really went through the ranks. I broke some records in Europe in that company. Later on, I became the number 12 top earner in the world of network marketing. And from there onwards, it was just, spiral, spiral, spiral. And today, I can proudly say that the people that I have worked with and that I've mentored today run multi-million-dollar businesses around the world. And there's so many success stories that just makes me proud. And what drives me today is to have the same level of success for many other people. I am in love with what this industry can give us. I am passionately invested in the success of the people that enter this industry new and that I get an amazing chance to work with. So let's speak about how this is possible for you. And I'm speaking directly at you. Take this very personal. If you're new to this industry, or if you just started and you have a few hundred people in your organization, or you've even been here 2-3 years, but you haven't hit that success, or you've been here for even longer than that, but you're still waiting for something, every single one of you are going to want to hear this because this applies to you. So let me tell you what it's all about. And we're going to speak in a very short period of time, very generically, and I just hope that these few tips can help you, together, of course, with the content that all the other fantastic speakers are speaking about, so you get the most value out of this program. So I want to start with this. It is all about making the right choices. Now, you agree with me that there's a lot of things in this world that we have no control over whatsoever. You cannot control the weather. You cannot control many things. And a lot of people, they get stuck on what they cannot control. And they give so much power to that. But if you actually give your power to the things you can control and make the right choices, that can really take you a long way. and the things that you can't control won't affect you as much anymore. So these choices are really going to either make or break you. And some of the biggest choices here are what we're about to speak about. Now, the first choice, and a very important choice here, is to choose the right company. You know, whether it's your first company and you stumbled across something great or not so great, or whether you're now, looking for, you're new to this industry, you're looking for the right company to join, what's really, really important is to know that this is going to, affect a lot of the things that are going to happen in your network marketing journey. And when we say this, we see today, and especially today, much more than 8 years ago, especially today, this is really, really important, because what we're looking at is, are the people who are running this company, are they credible enough to run a company? What sort of success story have they had in the past? What sort of products is being offered here? What sort of compensation plan is going with this, right? And the products and the comp plan, they go hand in hand. Who are they focusing on? Is it only beneficial for the biggest leaders? Is it only beneficial for the new people? What are the customers saying? So all of these things are things you have to take into account, because a lot of people, they go into companies just based on hype, just based on something they've heard, and they end up regretting it, and we've seen this many times over. So in this, one thing very important is, the more you know, the better it is. Ignorance is not bliss. Know what you're getting yourself into, and make sure you only associate with the best of the best. The next thing that you need to choose is, you need to choose the right group of people, or the right person to work with. Now, this is also very, very important, because there are people in this industry who don't care about anybody but themselves. Unfortunately, they're there. And you need to know this. It is important to know that not everybody is an angel. Not everybody is someone who wants good for you. So find the people who are invested in your success as much as you are invested in your success, if not more. Now, how crazy is this? This is one of the only industries on the planet where you can find other people who are interested in your success as much as you. They want you to succeed, they want you to grow, they want you to become the absolute best. And you don't even need to do anything, because the compensation plan is looking after them. That's the industry we're in, that's the environment we're trying to cultivate, and I really hope that every single one of you choose the right mentor. Now, when it comes to mentorship, you have to understand that people, they join the companies, they buy the products, but they follow people. People always follow people. And who you become depends on who you associate yourself with. So if you're in a group of people that are only interested in business, making sure that everything works well, they have their personal lives, they have everything that they're looking after, but when it comes to the business, they are focused, they are determined, they have a strong resolve, they are solution orientated, the people with the right mindset. These are the people you need to surround yourself with, because they say eagles of the same feather, they flock together. You need to be with the people you want to become like. And, I've heard a quote that people follow people who they relate to, or people who they want to become like. So become one of those people at the very least, right? So in this industry, it is very important to work on yourself just as much. Just like I'm advising you to find the right people to work with, you should also be the right person so that other people want to work with you. Invest in yourself as much as you invest in your business. It's crazy because, I was around the table a few years ago, and we were in this retreat where a few leaders from different companies came together. And let me tell you something, I'm in love with this industry. I have no competition with anybody, neither do any of the big leaders that I've met. We all are focused on ourselves, and we're happy when other people succeed, right? So we meet a lot of the times. I have a lot of friends, and, we sit down around the table. And some new people came here, and they made a lot of money in a very short space of time. A lot of money in a very short space of time. And I asked them, what are you doing for personal growth? What books are you reading? What are you consuming? Are you going to any events? Do you have a mentor? Do you have this? Do you have that? And it was shocking what they told me. They said, nah, that's not important as long as you make the money. And right there around that table, I told my friends, I'm like, these guys, not only are they not going to last in this industry, they're going to lose all the money that they made. Because it's one thing making money and stumbling across something and look like you're good. It's another thing to become the right person to maintain and grow that business. Because this is a serious business. And the people who don't treat it like that always end up regretting it. So you have to become the person not only that can make the success, maintain that success, and also duplicate that success. Be able to find the people that can grow this business with you, create that success circle, and grow together. You know, it's the top is not enjoyable alone. And in this industry, it's one of the few industries where to get to the top, you are forced to take other people with you. You cannot get there without creating a group of people who also succeed, you know, tremendously, just like you. So find the right people that you want to be associated with. Find the right mentor who is invested in your success, and then emulate that and duplicate that into your own team so that you can also nurture very, very successful people. And here, one very important thing that I have to mention before moving on is you need to be coachable. You need to, you know, destroy this ego that is there. And I told you before in my story, this guy, he appealed to my ego. So my ego actually is what got me into this industry. He told me, you're smart, and he gave me a few words. I don't even remember the exact words it was. It was something like, Mansour, from all the people I know, you're like the smart one and a really good businessman. Now, my brain knew that he was lying, because he knew and I knew I had never done business before. But he appealed to that ego, right? But when I came into this industry, one thing that was very difficult for me was to subside that ego. You know, to get out of my own head, to really humble myself and say, you know what? I need to act as if I don't know anything. Because in reality, I don't know anything. So I really had to become humble and coachable and give myself over to someone who knew way better than me. So when you find the right mentor, guys, do not make this mistake of thinking that you know better than them. If you know better than this person, they're not the right person for you to work with. And you know, I always take the advice that someone gave me a very long time ago, that if you are the smartest person in the room, you're in the wrong room. You shouldn't be the smartest person in the room unless you have $1 billion in your bank account, right? So you need to associate yourself with the people who are way ahead of you and then learn from them as much as you can. So be humble, and it will take you a very, very, very long way. Now, the third choice that you need to make, and this is perhaps the most important choice, more important than the right company, the right mentor, and all of these things. And this is the choice to believe. You need to choose to believe that you can be one of those people that you look up to. I have literally seen people that I worked with day and night, who the first day when they came to me, their hand was shaking when they gave me a handshake. They were literally shaking. That's the level of confidence they had. And through the growth that they have done, through the growth that they put themselves through, and the sheer belief in their own success, today they are some of the most successful people in this industry. And it makes me so proud and so happy to know that I was a part of that. And this is just one story, and I have so many of these, right? So it is very important that over and over again, the common factor is not them being the best looking person, the tallest person, the one with the craziest background, the smart. No. The common factor between all the success stories that have lasted in this industry is that these people, they chose to believe that they are greater than what the society made them think. They chose to break out of these expectations that other people put for them. You know, and this is one thing that I really admire about Cristiano Ronaldo. He always said that the reason why I'm so big is because I always expected of myself more than any coach. He did not limit himself to the expectations of other people, even if they were the people that were managing him at the time. He always expected himself to do far, far greater than what anyone else expected from him. So set the bar high for yourself. Set the bar as high as you can, because every time you set the bar higher, you may lose some people, but these are the people who are lower. When you set the bar low, you will attract a lot of people, but they're not the right type of people. They're people who relate to you. Remember this, if you're pleasing everybody, you're doing something wrong. So choose to believe that you can be special. And that comes with very, very difficult consequences, but you have to go through them, guys. You know, and belief is always greater than doubt. Belief is always greater than doubt. Till today, I don't forget. One of my mentors in the very early days, he could barely speak English. He comes on stage, one of the top leaders in the country. You know, his English is not that good, and we are in London, right, in England. And he comes on stage, and he says, 1% doubt, and you are out. And he says it with an accent, right? I cannot even imitate him. But when he said that, it really struck me. Because I understood that if I don't believe in myself, who will? Who else is going to take that responsibility? So that belief to get stuff done. You know, today, I tell people that I need 100 people. 100 people to believe in themselves. And they don't understand what that means. But when you explain to them that you need to believe, you need to have that faith, you need to have that courage to go through all the difficulties, then you see that people, they come out of a cocoon. They transform into somebody else. They transform into a beautiful, amazing, talented person that was always, superseded by fear and doubt. So get out of your own head and start believing that you can also do more. So these are the 3 choices that I really think are the biggest choices that are going to impact your career, that are going to impact you as a person, and not just that, going to impact your family, the people around you, your organization, and it's going to keep growing and growing and growing, because this is a perpetual industry. You know, I met someone a few months ago who is the 3rd or 4th, I believe, 4th generation of network marketing leaders in their family. So that means their great-grandfather and grandmother, their grandfather, the parents, and himself, they were all in network marketing, So that's what it can do for you. It's generational change to your financial tree, or the financial family tree. So my last point that I want to speak about is this quote. And this is my tagline. This is something that I always talk about. I'm very passionate about it. And it's something that I think is very difficult for a lot of people to achieve. To be truly thankful, but driven in your resolve. Now, what do I mean by this? It doesn't matter what stage you're at. You can be brand new and you can be broke. You can be in the lowest of the lows. Or you can be one of the most successful people this industry has ever seen. Regardless, to be thankful and driven in both scenarios is something difficult. To not let the success consume you, and neither let the lack of success consume you. To be thankful regardless of what life has thrown at you, regardless of the situation you're in right now, but still be driven and move forward. And a lot of the times you see the people who have not achieved success yet, they lack this drive. They lack this drive to get it done, right? And the people who have achieved success, they start getting complacent. So to have both of these qualities at the same time, to be very, very thankful. And look, thankfulness is something highly understated. Something that not enough people speak about today. Everyone speaks about money, everyone speaks about this and that. And look, I'm not one of the ones to say money doesn't buy you happiness. It does, right? And you can make a lot of money and you can be very, very happy, right? As long as you do it with principles, you do it the right way, you don't step on anyone else's neck, right? So all of these things. But you can make money and be extremely happy. But at the same time, to be thankful and grateful for wherever you are right now, regardless of the situation, this is a power that no one else can take away from you. So be truly thankful. Guys, this is an amazing industry. I was sitting today with a friend of mine who picked me up, and he was driving me around. And, I asked his permission before I shared the story, but he was in network marketing, and he was very, very big in network marketing, And he stopped 3 years ago, and he set up a massive construction business in the country he lives in. Very successful construction business. Day and night they're working. And I told him, what do you feel? Do you miss this industry? And he literally was about to cry, right? He told me, he said, I can make as much money as I want, but I can never live the way you live as you do in network marketing. This lifestyle, what this industry can give you, the lifestyle you live, the people you're around, the energy you're around, the vibes you have, the events you go to, the people you meet on a daily basis. I have not seen anything like it. I have traveled almost half the world, guys. 8 years, this is my adult life, and I can testify, I can tell you right now, you are at the right place. Make sure you make the right choices. Make sure that you become the next success story, that you decide to believe in yourself, and that you inspire many, many other people to also achieve success for themselves and their families. Thank you very much, and hopefully see you guys at the next event.